Welcome to the distributed property. This is a property that is going to be used quite a bit here for the rest of the year, so we want to make sure we understand what it is. So let's start off with the definition. It's the sum of the two numbers times a third is equal to the sum of each addend times the third number. Got that? All right. So if you got it, you're doing better than I am. Let's make it simple. Think of it this way. Here's me outside the door. The walls group everybody. Inside are the tables. The red X's represent you guys as students. I'm going to come in and I'm going to give everybody a piece of candy. Now, once everybody's got it, I've distributed the candy. So I've come into the room. I've given everybody a piece of candy. So the candy is what's outside. Now it's inside, but everybody has a piece. So this times this, I've got that. So I have distributed the candy to the class. Kind of an easier way to think about it. So we're bringing something into something that's already there. So the walls, again, could mean parentheses, which they are. I'm going to be standing outside. The thing I'm going to distribute is the candy. The X's represent you. Everyone has a blue dot. So everybody got a piece of candy, so I distributed everything to it. How does that work with math? Here we go. In general, this is what you're going to see with the distributive property. A times B plus C. Again, parentheses. So here's how you want to take that picture that we just did. The parentheses are the walls. You guys are the students. A and B are the students. They represent you. A is the candy. That's outside the door. I'm going to bring the candy into it and I'm going to give each person a piece of candy. Well, on the other side, after I've done that, everybody has an A. Every student has a piece of candy. So, you distribute the candy, which is the A, to the class, which is B and C. So, all have a piece of candy. There you go. So, when you look at this, we're taking this outside and we're bringing it into what's inside. And there could be more than B plus C. So, when we finish this and we actually bring it in, we're taking A, B, anytime there's a letter next to a letter, we're multiplying, plus A times C. So AB plus AC. The big thing in here is you've got to remember your signs. What you're doing is you're bringing in the like term section as well on this part when you start to simplify these longer problems. I didn't say harder, I said longer. If you can get the hang of this property, algebra is going to be real simple for you along with the equations. So let's look at some problems. So here's my first one. I have 4 inside parentheses 3b plus 7. So this was the B and the C, this was the A. So what we're going to do is, and this is the work that I want to see you do, we're going to bring the 4 in and we're going to multiply that. So we have 4 times 3b. Well, 4 times 3 is 12. The B comes along. 4 times 7 gives us 28. We cannot simplify these because the 28 does not have a B on it, so they're not like terms. Second example, 6, bringing it into the parentheses. Every time I do that, I multiply. 6 times 9 is 54, the B comes with. 6 times 2 gives me 12. Try and keep it simple. 7 times 2, 7 times 3. So 7 times 2 gives me 14, the A comes with. 7 times 3, the 21, that C comes with this for the problem. Again, I cannot add these two together. 2 times 3 is 6, D. 2 times 4 is 8, F. So these are the simplified terms for this process. So reason you cannot combine these two problems is I do not have like terms. But be careful, there may be like terms. These two letters have to be exactly the same. So that's why I can't add these two together. Let's get a little more complicated. This is a fun property to work with. There's another one. 6 times 9, b is 54b. 6 times 2 is 12. My negative 16 just comes down because it's not inside the parentheses. Now I have like terms that I can combine. I have an positive 54, negative 16. Different signs I subtract. Larger number carries the sign, so I get 38b plus 12. My middle one here is I have a negative 7 times 16. I have a negative 112. I have an odd number of negatives here. A negative times a positive. I have a negative 7 times a positive 11, negative 77. Again, I can't combine these because they don't have like terms. My last one on the top. 5 times a negative 8 gives me a negative 40. There's no letters here, so there's no letters here. 5 times a positive 14 gives me 70. Q comes down. 5. Cannot deal with this 13 because it's a separated part of the negative. So it just comes down to your problem. Now I have like terms here, so I combine them. Different signs I subtract. Larger number carries the sign. Letter always comes first. Negative 40 comes in the back. All we can do now is just expand it. Now I've given you 2 of them. So we're going to do this twice. And then combine at the end. So you can see how this is working. This set becomes this. This set becomes this. Now I look for my like terms. And I've identified them again like we talked about in the like terms video. Identify them differently. So I can take this and get 6b. I can take this and get 20. That's my answer because again, this does not have a b, so that is my answer. Over on the side, again, this set here just goes down to here. So these two go here. This set goes to this set. Again, I'm looking for like terms. I have these two as b's, no a's except this one, and no constant. Here's this. So now I have this for an answer once I combine my b's, once I combine my a and my constant. Again, alphabetical order, least to greatest with powers. Biggest thing that's going to happen is we're going to forget our signs. We're going to forget whether we're multiplying or combining. First step, we're multiplying. Last step, we're combining. So you have to make sure you have the rules. Doesn't matter. I can give you now 3 problems. Doesn't matter. Take it in parts. So get rid of these two. Think of this one. This goes down to this set. Now I'm done with that. I go here. This goes to here. I'm done with these two. This goes down to here. Again, I'm looking, once I simplify and get out of my parentheses, I'm looking for like terms. Combine them. Now I'm combining, not multiplying. Up here I'm multiplying. Down here I'm combining. So again, I'm looking for my x's. I'm looking for my y's. I don't have anything here, and I don't have anything here that can combine with them. So I just bring them in the answer. Larger power goes first. Notice I've lost my y. Positive 6, negative 6. 0. Anything times 0 is 0. Don't need it. X and x. Right here, my constant is here. So the big things here you got to take care of is take in parts. Do this in sections. Be careful of your signs. R when you're multiplying and when you're combining. Third step, when you're done with your parentheses, you've simplified everything out. Now look for like terms. As you put it together, it comes into your answer. If you keep this simple, this stuff does make sense and it works pretty quick. So now I can ask you this. I can give you the answer to that last problem that we just did, which was this one. And now I can ask you different questions. Now I can bring back all the stuff that we did that we never had an assignment on, because you're going to have assignments on it now. Here's your 3 questions that I want you to answer on the survey questions on the form underneath the video. Each one will represent each question. So 1, 2, and 3. So what are the 2 coefficients? How many terms are there? What is the number of the constant, or which number is the constant? This goes to these 3 questions. So complete the question set, bring your notes, start working on them. It's not that hard.